In this dimension Goku had defeated Jiren. The Scion would bring to life all the universes that were wiped out. Incredible. Now you can call yourself the strongest mortal of all the universes. Beerus would say, what a disgusting mortal. The gods would say. You could hear the words of the gods. Why are you telling me that? I have saved you. I gave you a second chance. Do you really think so? You have wiped out millions of mortals. Goku looked at Zeno-sama to look for help, but he realized that he was not paying attention to him. I think you still don't understand what you have caused. You wiped out millions of mortals. Enough. I have saved them all. Because of your selfishness you condemned millions of species. Did you even ask your friends how they felt before you came? You didn't care in the least how they felt. I'm sure most of them only accepted because they felt obligated to. Or am I wrong? Goku would see all his friends. They would not say anything. In that moment Goku would realize that he had really made a big mistake. All for wanting to fight. Now you will have a punishment. Zeno-sama would touch Goku's head. In that moment you could see how all the people disappeared. Many mortals would scream from the pain. Enough, now I will give you this punishment. A light would come out of the hand of the king of everything. Ready. Goku would be rejuvenated. I have granted you immortality. The only one who can kill you is me. All the gods were surprised. Please, not that punishment, said Beerus. The gods would take pity on the Scion and try to get Zeno-sama to take away that punishment. That's enough. Those are orders from the king of everything. Don't they respect the decision of the king of everything? The gods would apologize. Calm down. This does not seem to be so serious. You are wrong, Goku. Immortality is the worst punishment. We gods are immortal, but we also possess a blessing that makes us not realize the time that passes in reality. Goku will go crazy. Everyone would try to help Goku. He was always happy. But this time the Scion would be sad. They had used the dragon spheres to try to remove the curse. But not even the dragon could remove the punishment of Zeno-sama. And so Goku would see how all his friends and family were dying. Even Vegeta. He would be powerful enough. No enemy could fight him. Now the Scion had a lost look. He no longer had feelings and hated battles. Goku would save the universe many times in order to be forgiven. 1,000,000 years had passed. The Scion wandered aimlessly through space. He did not know what universe he was in. And Goku would fall to a piece of rock that measured about 20 meters. He would close his eyes. Months and many years were passing. Now the place was covered by many trees. What else should I do? I hate living. The Scion would shout. I will wait on this planet until it comes to an end. I have seen how thousands of civilizations and planets came to an end. This will not be the exception. He lay down next to the tree that released a lot of energy. He closed his eyes and fell asleep. And he could feel everything that was happening around him. Centuries would pass. The grass around him was covering him. It had happened many times. But Goku always released his ki to eliminate that. But this time it was different. He would let the grass cover him completely. Many years later he felt a presence approaching this planet. It was a weak presence for him. There were also more presences on the planet. Life had begun to emerge. Several presences fell from space. Days later he felt that they were getting closer and closer. But he did not care if they discovered him there. One person managed to get there, but instantly fell lifeless. It seems that the tree absorbed all those who came too close. Goku would look at the scene with empty eyes. There were others nearby. They tried to help him, but it was impossible. 3 people died in that place. There were still 2 more, but they decided not to approach. They had seen Goku there. He thought he was guilty of killing his friends, so they decided to withdraw to warn their superiors. Several soldiers would go to the place where Goku was. Surrender, or else we will open fire. The Scion would not respond. This would anger the army, so they would attack. But everyone would die on the spot. Goku knew that was the work of the tree. Since there was life on that planet, no animal or human came near there. Sometime later there was a war. It is always the same. It will never change. Kaguya came to consume the fruit of the tree god. But she was shocked when she saw Goku. Her eyes were closed. She is the one who fell from space. It is the same energy. Goku thought in his mind. Kaguya tried to talk to the Scion, but Goku ignored her. Kaguya would activate the Tsukuyomi. Everyone was trapped by the tree. But what Kaguya didn't understand was why it didn't trap the person who was under that tree. It seems that the roots of the tree were afraid of Goku. They avoided making contact with him. It seems that was the end of humans. She decided to open her eyes and look at Kaguya. The princess felt a penetrating look. she would see Goku. She could see that look, a look that had gone through a lot, an empty look and without feelings. How much has she suffered to end up in that state? Goku would grab a mask and put it on. He did not want anyone else to see his face and closed his eyes again. The years would pass, the Scion would continue in the same place, until one day a guy appeared. Hagoromo was surprised to see Goku. He thought he was injured, but he would realize that he had no injuries. Who are you? Goku opened his eyes. I am nobody. I am the shadow of my past. Hagoromo tried to help Goku, but Goku told him to leave. Nobody approached the forest where Goku was, because it was dangerous. So you are his son? Did you meet my mother? That's right. Wait a minute, are you the guy my mother told me about? That even the tree was afraid of him. My mother said you were the god of death. It's a good name. I guess it's because of the people I eliminated, thought Goku. Why do you have a mask? Because I carried the weight of my sins, a price that will never be forgiven. Hagoromo was going to ask one more thing, but Goku expelled a little of his power so that Hagoromo would retreat a few meters back. You'd better go. I'll be back. And so this one would leave. I don't want problems. Goku would decide to leave that place. It was very difficult for him since he had not moved from that place for more than 100 years. His muscles did not take long to get used to it. The Scion traveled around the world. Goku would see many people die. Our protagonist longed to die. He already wanted to meet all his friends in the afterlife. But that would be impossible. At that time a rumor had spread that the god of death walks among mortals and kills everyone who crosses his path. The legend would be very popular on the planet. In one of those days Goku would be walking. The Scion would see two children. One was very hurt. The two young people were more than scared to see Goku. He has a mask. He is the god of death. Please take me. But let her go. You come to take my soul. It can't be. I always thought that story was just a fantasy. The girl would grab a kunai. She would not let her friend die. But at that moment her whole body would start shaking. Damn it. My legs don't respond. The girl would fall to the ground. She would look at the ground and accept her death. But at that moment Goku would touch the child's wound. The ninja would close his eyes waiting for his death. But at that moment the pain of the wound would disappear. The child would open his eyes and see Goku. The Scion would walk away. He has saved me. He cured me. He is not as bad as everyone thinks. The children were more than surprised. Thank you very much. Someday I will pay him back, the child would say. Goku would ignore the words and he would continue on his way. On the other hand, the most powerful deities would be watching Goku. He looks like he is dead. He looks very sad. Do you think it is time to forgive him? He has been in that state for more than 10 million years. No, not yet. He has to do one thing. He will be forgiven and he manages to find out. But it seems he hasn't realized it yet. It takes a few years for the negative part of Goku to be free. The last time he ended up with 2 universes. If the angels hadn't intervened, Goku would have destroyed all the universes. But this time he comes stronger than the last time. On the other hand, days had passed. Finally we have found him. I have been looking for him for days. My friend is very afraid of you because of the stories about you. It will be better that you stay away from me. I cause problems to all those who surround me. I don't think that. Goku was surprised by those words. For a moment the Scion thought that he knew something about his past. Goku would not let anyone know his history. But he thought he was saying it for all those he killed in that world. But he only did it to avoid a war. For one reason, he did not want to see that world die so young. The Scion came out of his thoughts. Leave this place and never look for me again. Goku expelled a killer energy. The children would start to tremble. The Scion would walk away. It seems you scared him. Don't talk nonsense. I'm a child. I couldn't scare the god of death. Goku would go around the world again. Goku would be in a forest that no human would be able to enter. The creatures of the forest would escape. The Raikage organized a small army and went to the forest, ready to eliminate the creature that caused his problems. But the Raikage would be surprised to see that a person was causing that. It cannot be the god of death. Many of the ninjas would recognize the individual. They would fear the Scion. The Raikage would not believe in the stories that were in the scroll. According to the stories, he stopped the war. But I don't care. I don't believe in that. You better leave if you don't want problems. The Raikage would say threateningly. Goku would ignore him completely. The Raikage would be furious because of Goku's attitude. The individual would throw himself against the Scion. Don't attack him, sir, the soldiers would say. But it was too late. The Raikage would give him a strong blow, Goku would not move. You could hear how the Raikage's hand would have broken when he hit Goku. He would give a small moan of pain, but at that moment Goku would disappear and appear behind him. It can't be that he is faster than me. Goku would hit him with a finger and leave him out of combat. The ninjas would help, but would be defeated by Goku. At that moment Killer Bee would appear. You have to face him. I won't give you my power to confront him. You have to escape. To fight against him is to seal your own grave. If you want to survive, you better escape as soon as possible. The beast would be very scared. It is the first time he is scared. He had never seen him like that. You better take your friends, Goku would say. He was surprised because he had discovered him. At that moment Goku would disappear. Killer Bee would take all the ninjas to the village. Hours would pass. The Raikage would wake up. What the hell happened? Killer Bee would tell them what had happened. I can't believe that even a beast with a tail is afraid of him. I will give an order to capture the god of death. The Raikage would send an image to all the villages. His brother would not agree with that. If we make him angry, he will surely eliminate us all. The Hachibi would say, we'd better leave him alone. We shouldn't mess with him. That guy is very dangerous. On the other hand, why are they fighting? I can't be calm. There is always a problem. Goku would close his eyes. As time went by, none of the villagers wanted to cooperate with him, since they were all afraid of the god of death. And so years would pass and it was as if Goku had disappeared from the planet, since there was no trace of him. On the other hand, Goku would have a dream. He would be fighting against the gods. He had already destroyed several galaxies. The Scion had no control of his body. Basically, it was not a dream. It was a memory of when the dark part of Goku had taken control of his body. He called himself Goku Black. He only had one desire, and that was to eliminate all the deities. On the other hand, Goku no longer cared about fighting. He only wanted to die and be reunited with his friends. At that moment Goku would wake up. Several years had already passed. Goku would walk through the world again. At that moment he met Team Number 7. The ninjas were fighting against Zabuza. At that moment everyone would see Goku. Damn, it's the god of death. I can't believe it. It's the first time I see the god of death in person. In Jiraiya's book it said that the god of death was not as bad as everyone said. They were lucky. I'd better get out of this place. Zabuza would escape. He escaped. Kakashi would protect his students. Goku would ignore them and follow. What happened? Everyone would be scared. You never have to do anything that could upset the god of death. Why? Naruto would be the only one who wouldn't know about Goku's history. The people who tried to kill that god, they all ended up dead. It is said that he was the first person in the world. Naruto would be surprised. On the other hand, Goku would be walking. I won't let you leave. I won't let you control my body. Goku would fall to the ground. I will not let you destroy this planet. The Scion would make a lot of effort. Our protagonist would manage to retain his dark side. He would be totally tired. It seems that the seal is weakening. It is only a matter of time for him to come out and destroy this planet. Goku would close his eyes. On the other hand, they are lucky to get out alive. Now I will send some ninjas to look for the god of death. And so several ninjas would go out to look for Goku. These would go into the forest. Several hours would pass. Here he is. It's him. The ninjas would gather. It looks like he is injured. Don't be stupid. No one can hurt the god of death. The ninjas would start to tremble. We have to carry him. These would gently lift Goku. And so they would take him to the village. The ninjas would give notice to the Hokage. They would better keep discretion, since the Hokage didn't want anyone to know about the arrival of the god of death. These would take Goku to a hospital. His health is in perfect condition, the doctors would say. He will wake up in a few days. And in those days one of the ninjas captured Goku and took him to a secret place. The Lord will be happy. I'm sure he will become one of us. At that moment Goku would wake up. He would realize that he was locked in a cave. Damn them. Now they want to use me. Goku would realize that those papers restricted his powers. You won't be able to get out. It seems that these humans don't understand. Goku would increase his power and destroy the cave he was in. Move out of my way. Goku would hit the ninja. He would get out of that place. Some time would pass and he would realize that he didn't have his mask. Those bastards have taken my mask. Now that I think about it, that mask helps me to control my power. I am sure that Mr. Whis and Beerus have left me that mask. Thanks guys. Goku would go around the village. It seems that nobody recognizes me. Maybe it is because I don't have the mask. On the other hand, The ninjas would realize about Goku's presence. They would approach the god of death. It would be better if he comes with us. Goku would accept. They would take him to the Hokage. Sarutobi would introduce himself. The Hokage would ask some questions. Goku had made a mistake. He was not the leader of the one who had locked him up. The Hokage would feel uncomfortable because Goku did not say a word. He looked him in the eyes and saw all the suffering in Goku. How much did this man suffer? I can't imagine what you had to go through. Why did you send for me? I wanted to talk to you in private. We are not alone in this room. The Hokage would be surprised since he could discover his soldiers. Go away. The soldiers would listen. It's for my own safety. I can see in your eyes that you are suffering. Why are you interested in me? Don't mess with me, or else there will be consequences. You are in my village. While you are here, I will have to keep an eye on you. I also worry about you, because I can see in your eyes all your suffering. If that's all, I am leaving here. Wait, if you are here, are you planning to stay in this village? Not like that. No, I am just looking for something, and when I find it I will leave this place. Goku would retire. I have not lived with humans for more than 100 years. Goku would go around the village and see the people who were training. It brings me many memories. I miss when I was training with my masters. I would have liked to spend more time with them. It seems that they are descendants of that woman. Their eyes are very similar. It is just a mask. And so he would put on the mask. At that moment all his power was absorbed. Danzo would fall to the ground. Impossible. This mask drained all my energy. Is he using it to absorb his power?